Alright, guys, welcome to Flav Oriana's anime show. I'm your host, Flav Oriana, brought to you by Four Corner Sports. Alright, guys, so UFC 68 is officially in the books. Man, that was just, you could call that a card or not. That was headlined by Sergey Spivac versus Derrick Lewis. I can't believe I actually stood up and watched it live. Card started at 10 p.m. prelims, 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Card didn't finish around 3:13. I couldn't believe I was actually watching that. Honestly, I'm not gonna really break down too much about it, just because I'm mainly gonna just talk about the main event. And the main event was Derrick Lewis versus Sergey Spivac. Guys, I am a big Derrick Lewis fan. I think he captured my fandom after he knocked out Alexander Volkov, and with that famous line of he took off his shorts because it's hot. But man, Derrick Lewis is on a downward spiral, and I just think that maybe he just doesn't have the chin anymore, and maybe he doesn't have the skill set anymore at this point, because Sergey Spivac just ragdolled him. I was like, he just allowed him to get up and just put him down. Allow him to get up and pull him down. Allow him to get up and pull him down, to the point where Derrick Lewis was getting exhausted, made a mistake, and Derrick Lewis got forced to tap out via triangle chokehold. Not the type of fight that I did expect. I mean, entering this fight, I did pick Derrick Lewis. Reason being, fun fighter, very unpredictable. Plus, never lost in Vegas, whether it's at the T-Mobile Arena or in the Apex, and now he's officially lost. I just think that Derrick Lewis is not going to get at any point better than what he is right now. I think he's going to want to fight for a promotion like the UFC. He's just going to have to, his name is so big that he's going to be required to fight relevant fighters. And I just think that maybe if the UFC ended up giving him a couple of cans here and there to fight, get himself like a nice little victory, I think that would actually really help him out, because what is he, like 1-5 in his last 5 fights? Only when he got was against Chris Daukaus, and me personally, I just don't think Chris Daukaus is a good fighter. The man has been knocked out by Sergey Pavlovich, been knocked out by Tai Tuivasa, got put to sleep by Sergey Spivac. So I just think that the heavyweight division is only getting better. We're most likely getting Tom Aspinall this summer. You have fighters like Gelson Almeida, who is a great heavyweight prospect, who will be coming up within the rankings shortly this year. I think that I know that we have the heavyweight title fight. I just think that Derrick Lewis is not going to be getting himself into any potential, heavyweight fights that's gonna mean something, that's gonna have a lot of stakes on it. And I don't know. Dana said he's not going anywhere. We can always take his word on that, because we just know how much he cares about Derrick Lewis. But yeah, Derrick Lewis is on a downward spiral. As for Sergey Spivac, I mean, he's in a weird little pickle, because it's just like, who is he going to fight? Is he going to fight Marcin Tybura, who fought earlier? Is he going to fight, Marcin Tybura, fought him again? That'll be, I think, part 2 of it, I'm mistaken. What else? Yeah, I mean, who's Sergey Spivac going to fight? I mean, it is a very, very difficult question. I ended up giving my pick, and I will give it to you right now. It was actually, who did I pick? I sent it out to MMAfighting.com. Spivac versus Tybura. I ended up putting down Derrick Lewis versus Carlos Felipe. Unfortunately, I think Carlos Felipe is actually released from the UFC after that suspension that he got popped for banned substance. But yeah, guys, Derrick Lewis, who did he fight? I have no idea who he should fight. I just think that Lewis is in that weird spot where he might have to fight an up and coming contender, and it's gonna put him in a bad situation. Now, I think Lewis benefited from that knockout he gave to Curtis Blades. I think that if Curtis was to ever run that back again with Derrick Lewis, I mean, most likely Blades ends up walking out as the winner, give or take decision or ground and pound. But I just think that Derrick Lewis was able to land that lucky uppercut, which gave him that victory. There was a couple of other good fights. We had Devin Clark versus Dao Jung. And honestly, I thought Dao Jung was going to walk out there scot-free, but the power of Devin Clark and his father and then that camp over there from South Dakota, he looked phenomenal. Very big 205er. I think that he has potential of moving up, but his frame might be too small. He might need to take the proper regimen to try to move up at the heavyweight. But what he did at 205 looked phenomenal. I think that I was very surprised that Dao Jung, didn't have much cardio left inside of him, but it is what it is, guys. I ended up picking Devin Clark to fight Carlos Ulberg, even though Devin Clark has been in the UFC for a little bit. I think Carlos Ulberg and Devin Clark are very, very similar fighters with the same type of match style, and I just think that that can scream instant fireworks. All right. Didn't really agree with that, with the point deduction for Doo-Ho Choi, Korean Superboy, just because I rewinded back and I felt like there was no real malintent that he was trying to do that on purpose. And nonetheless, I think the ref just jumped early and was like, you know what, I'm taking a point away, and kind of screwed everything up because Doo-Ho Choi was having a phenomenal matchup, and man, Doo-Ho Choi gets the draw, but Dana White said, I'm giving his win bonus because I felt that he had won the fight. And that was great on Dana White. Dana White ended up following through with something that could be very resourceful for MMA fighters. But yeah, guys, Derrick Lewis getting put to sleep, being forced to tap out by a triangle chokehold by Sergey Spivac. Is Lewis done? Is he have the ability to go after one more title run? And if not, then what's going to be the next outcome for him? But until then, guys, I am Flav Oriana. It is late on the East Coast. It is 3:24, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace, guys. Have a good one. See ya.